Welcome into the crypto bunker. Today, I want to talk to you guys about where we're at in the stock market. This is sort of an urgent call out. I do believe that we are headed much lower in terms of risk assets, and the bullish call I made, 9 or 10 days ago, actually turned out to be really good. And so, hopefully, some of you guys rode that up with me. I wasn't calling necessarily for a total bottom. um, I think that when we look at sort of what is going on here with this chart, this Apple chart, to me, this is a giant head and shoulders playing out. And that head and shoulders would take us to around $115. I'm not saying that's going to happen right away, but I do think that within the year, we could see 115. And really, this has just started um, to correct, if you think about it. And we're sort of in this channel here. And as you can see, um, we are basically at resistance, support, 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 support. And then when that many times you hit a support range and you're in a trading range, um, usually the stock will tend to rally up to that resistance. And that is a strong short position. Um, so again, no one should be long here. Crypto, I've actually, in terms of ETH, there is many reasons why you should be bearish ETH here. Not to mention the macro. Um, but we have hit strong resistance here. I talked about this scenario playing out in the last video, and it actually played out perfectly, where we did actually come up and then test this outside. And as you can see, just like I said, this was the perfect shorting opportunity. And so now we definitely could see it come back down to at least, probably 1350. Like I've said before, there's a chance that we come back to the lows, and there's actually even an outside chance that we come lower into this range of like 400 and make a lower low on this trend line. Um, and so we'll see what happens. It depends really how bad things get with earnings. There is going to be an official recession call that plays out this week. So we'll see what happens with that. But if you look at it on the 4 hourly, we can actually see that this is pretty much the same exact chart as what happened back here on this rally. We were making lower lows in the RSI as we were making higher highs here, right here. The last time we had this rally blow off little thing. And then you were able to short it all the way down to 800 from there, which was a massive, massive gain. I don't think that there'll be as big a gains on this short necessarily. But I do think that we will at least come back down, and I wouldn't be surprised to fill the gap. We have a CME gap down here at around 1280, I think. And that would be support as well. So that's where we would want to see a support if we were going to hold and rally from there. We would want to see 1280 hold. We would definitely want to see $1,000 hold. And there's always a potential for a quick double bottom. But I'm not sure that we'll necessarily get that. So it's anyone's prediction, but ETH definitely looks like a solid short here to come down, and especially with all the other altcoins as well. If we look at some of the biggest stocks, this one particularly caught my eye, Google, which reports earnings tomorrow, and it just looks terrible. And if something like this happens, I mean, crypto is going to go down. This is a $1.4 trillion asset. People are exposed to crypto and, Google and Microsoft and all these companies that are reporting this week, Apple, Meta. So there's cross asset exposure here where people will have to, sell anything, and they will sell crypto first. It's the riskiest, it's the earliest stage. And so in my opinion, we are sitting at a point where we have a bear flag, clear bear flag, where we come down, we test higher highs and higher lows, and um, and then now we're closing some candles below this support, and this is clear as day. Someone shorted it here and sold, and now they're waiting for earnings, and obviously this person who might have done this or who is selling at this point would have to have some inside information. Google did not rally up with the other stocks, so it's pretty obvious that it's not going to be good. I would expect a lot of volatility. I think that what could happen is people that are short, they could stop you out and just like rally it off of the earnings and then dump it. So it's possible that could, ETH could go with that and sort of rally up to, again, like 1729. I think that's the highest possible we could get. That is very, very strong resistance now because it was support for so many, years, really, a few, a year or two. As you can see, that's that resistance that I have drawn in there, but support, support, support. Obviously, we know it was support back here and a year ago, support, support. And so that's a very important level for ETH. And again, Google, I do think could go down to, let's see if I have a target here for you. Excuse me here. I apologize. $85 is where I think we could, and you can see we're in a bear channel. I mean, this is pretty obvious. We're in a down channel. And we can even look at volume. You can pick up some things from volume sometimes to see. Oh my gosh, wait a minute, what is this? Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, so confirmation on strong volume. Wow, I mean, that's big time. If I could short, which technically right now I can't, but that's okay. Google is such a big part of the stock market, that actually you can just use, if you don't have somewhere to short, you can just use SPXU, which is ProShares Ultra Pro Short. So this is something where like you can't really get stopped out. It's essentially the opposite of the stock market. As you can see, it's basically been performing well in this bull channel because it's the opposite of the stock market. And we tested the 200 on the 4-hourly and hit that very perfectly. What you want to do on trend lines is you want to try to draw them so that it hits the most points possible, and you take out the volatility parts of it like this. So again, you would want to just draw it like that. We've hit the bottom perfectly, and now we would expect to hit the top, since that's usually what happens within these rallies. But I mean, wow, I kind of want to go back to Google, and I should just bring it up again, but to one of these positions up top. But a breakout in volume kind of does show, especially around a trend line. A breakout in volume around a trend line is definitely an indicator of bearishness, because usually you would want to see the bulls step in on a green candle when we get to these points. And as you can see, volume picking up along a trend line is not good. Volume picking up here from down here, not a good sign for Google. So again, Google is such a big part of the overall market that you can easily go, as you can see, I'll just bring this in real quick just because I have it up. But Google is a massive company. So it's the 5th biggest asset in the world. You know, Apple and Microsoft are the only two companies that are bigger, and then we have Amazon after that. So obviously Google's massive, and you know, taking 20% off the table for Google, you know, that's 1/5 of 1.5 trillion, which is going to put it down to 1.1 trillion. And that's a massive loss, you know, and that will take out other companies in that category of massive companies. But um, yeah, so again, like I said, you can use these SQQQs is the short on the NASDAQ. And again, we're just in this bull channel here and we hit the bottom of it. And again, you try to take sort of a parallel and you try to hit the most amount of trend lines that you can there. So again, we would be expecting a pretty massive you know, a gain here potentially, because these are very volatile. So they're supposed to outperform on downtrends like this, as you can see. If you would have bought them on the past QQQ rallies, you would have made a good pretty penny. But I wanted to just sort of, you know, tell you guys this because I know that I made videos recently that again, low volume is good on the bottom of trend lines. High, you know, you can see high volume at tops and low volume at the bottom of trend lines. Anyway, I just wanted to, you know, quickly show you guys this because again, I've been, you know, you might be confused and think I'm a bull. You know, sometimes I get confused as well, but what I can say is that yes, I did ride a nice little rally up, and now I'm definitely biased towards the bear side. So hopefully you guys got something out of the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.